Hello, my friends. Now let's play quickly around a little bit with parameters that we can pass into our component. So here within this round brackets of my component here, we can also expect some parameters. For example, we could expect a parameter, let's call it, for example, start name, okay? And then when we initialize this internal property here, my name, we can not only set it to a value, we can also set it to what is passed in here into my component. So I can say my name is start name. All right, like this. And now I want to use this hello method here as an example. And I want to say, instead of just hello, I want to say hello. And then I want to concatenate here with the internal property, my name. My name, like this. Okay, so now let's go to example 2 here. When we call my component, we can pass in a name. All right, so I could say I call my component and I pass the name Tom, for instance. All right, so let's try that out. I click on say hello and it doesn't work. And to see why it's not working, we open our console here and it says my name is not defined. And I made a little mistake here. I just left this in the video for you to see. So I forgot to put the keyword this in front of my name here in the alert. So let's correct this. Let's say this my name. Let's try it again. Say hello. And now it says hello Tom. All right. Now maybe you have noticed already, but here in example 3 in our input, we suddenly have an undefined here. Okay. So if we click here now, it says, are you undefined? Okay, that's wrong. And the reason for this is that we use the same component, my component, also in example 3 down here. Okay. And as we don't pass in any value here in the initialization of example 3, we get this undefined because the input is connected with X model to the variable my name. So we could fix this, and please don't do this now. I'm just gonna show you quickly. We could fix this by passing in an empty string here, for example. If we do it like this and we check it out, then it is like it was before, okay? So we can enter something and it works. But this is not a very good way to do it like this, because then we would have to rely on the programmer to always remember to initialize the component with something, okay? So there's a much better way. I remove this empty string here again. There's a much better way, and this is by giving start name here in the component a default value. So we can say start name equals an empty string here. That's how you do it. All right. Now let's go back. Let's say hello. It's still hello Tom because here we pass in a value, and then say my name is again working as it should be working. Okay. So in case nothing is passed in, we will have the default value of an empty string. If we pass something in, then this empty string here is overwritten. So maybe if you are familiar with object-oriented programming, this whole passing in and initialization process is familiar to you, because this is similar to a constructor in object-oriented programming. Okay? So let's give this another twist now, because now I want to show you that you also can pass parameters directly into a function or into a method here within the component. To demonstrate this, we are going to copy this hello method and put it underneath with a new name. Let's call it hello underscore param. All right. So it has a different name. And here we expect a parameter directly inside the method. So let's call this parameter, for example, hello underscore name, something like this. Okay. Now let's go down to the HTML, and here in example 2 I will copy the whole section here. All right. And then in the lower section, let's put a comment here and say pass param directly into method, like this. So here we still call my component, but now in this case we can remove the parameter Tom here. And here where it says add click, instead of hello, we are calling the new function hello name. Okay? And there we will pass a parameter directly into the function or into the method. Let's say Alex. Okay. Now it's not gonna work because we have to do one more step. Let's go back up here again. And here we also wanna have an output of our hello name. But in this case, as the variable hello name is only valid inside of hello param method, in this case we don't need the keyword this. So here we just can say hello name, like this. All right, let's try it out. Maybe just a second. Down here in the second example on the button, I will say hello with param. Okay, just later you know what we did there. Okay, now let's try it out. Say hello with param, and we have hello Alex. All right. So these are the two ways that you can pass parameters to your component. Either you initialize the whole component with a parameter, which would be that one, or you initialize or you pass a parameter directly into a method like we did here. Okay, so this is very similar. Maybe you know the concept of static functions. So if we have static functions within my component, we can address them directly. And in this case, the component is just a container that holds our functions or our methods. So you can see that you are very flexible with this. Now, the last small thing for this lecture, you can also extract your components to separate JavaScript files. Let's open up 1B components in files HTML here. All right. That's basically the same thing that we had in our previous file that we were working on. Okay. So, and I also here in the JS folder on the left, I already copied this component here into this component.js here. So you don't have to do that now. Okay. It's the same thing here in the external file. So just one thing, sorry about that, one thing in our one functions components HTML that we did just before, I forgot something. And that is that I forgot to initialize this hello name parameter with an empty string. You always should do that. Okay, now let's close this one. And then here in 1b components in files HTML, I will delete the complete component. Okay. Let's save. And here we have the same component name, my component, in the JS file. And we will include this now in 1b components in files HTML. We go here to the head and we just put a script tag here. And the source will be JS and then our component.js. Let's save everything. Let's go to our browser. Let's go one level up. Let's open up 1b components in files HTML. And as we can see, everything works. Okay. Fine. Okay. Last thing that I want to show you here in component.js, I also put another component here. So what you can do in the future is that you create JS files with different components in them. It works perfectly. Now, in the next 2 lectures, I want to practice very quickly some examples. I will want to do some examples with you to practice. First, we're gonna refactor our color slider here that we did before. And also we will refactor our tabs here. So we will put the logic of each of those into a function. And I hope I will do this very quickly in very short lectures. Okay, guys, see you there.